But no, yeah, this Rodecaster mixer is made for podcasts, so it has all the presets and shit made for these dynamic Shure mics. And
dude, I love all these fucking cameras and shit. I mean, you got this shit set up pro as fuck, man.
Dude, it's taken a while to get it kind of going and figure it out, but it's working for us.
Yeah, it's good, man.
Right on.
Well, I got to show my shirt here because I know he'll be happy about it.
What is that?
Oh, it's just a hate couture, the fucking guy in France.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, he, your God is my whore. Yeah, your God is my whore. Yeah, but he has a whole line of shirts, like serial killer shirts and stuff, and they're pretty amazing.
I feel like, what was the name of it? I feel like I've heard of that before.
Well, it's a play on haute couture, whatever.
Yeah, okay.
But he makes it hate couture, and so all these fucking people now are in it. I mean, every big metal guy pretty much has a hate couture shirt somehow.
I got it's kind of like Bounty Hunter back in the day.
Yeah,
Do you remember
exactly.
that?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
That's the first time I seen Behemoth at the club back in, this is like probably 2002. Nurgle came up and he's like, "Oh, I love your shirt," and I didn't know anything that it was like a popular brand because I got it at Junkman's Daughter, and I thought it was a vampire shirt. It literally was just some stakes and a hammer, and it said "Win in Rome," and it just went over my head as a kid. And then somebody was like, some other dude came up to me one day and was like, "Dude, that shirt's fucked up." And I was like, what do you mean? What's so fucked up about it? And he's like, "It's killed Jesus. The Romans killed Jesus with the stake. There's like 9 to 12 apostles and children." And I'm like, well, this shirt just got way fucking cooler, dude.
Now I love this shirt. Now Nurgle's actually one of the guys. He always has on the. He always wearing the shirts, and the dude who does this, he lives in France, but he has these bottle openers that are like upside down Jesuses. So if you follow Nurgle on anything, you'll.
I think that's why it sounded familiar to me.
They've all worn it. Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
good shit.
Oh yeah.
So, a lot of folks out there know Sean and myself go back. We started in the Atlanta music scene together.
Man, forever ago.
And I'll say, I don't know if I've ever told you about this or reminded you of this because you were there for us. So I have to tell you about it. But one of your first bands, I don't know if it was one of your first bands, but with the band you were in when we met, Lost in the Void.
Yeah, jeez, don't even remind me.
I've always loved, especially the further you get away from being a greenie, a little young guy.
Yeah, exactly.
But you said something to me one time that was the funniest thing looking back on it, the funniest green thing anybody ever said.
Tell me.
Oh, you're going to love it. You're going to love it. We fucking showed up to, probably Breakers, had to be.
Yeah.
And you said, "Oh, dudes, guess what? We got a fucking brand new song tonight. You're going to fucking love it. 15 riffs, 2 minutes. It's fucking amazing."
Oh, jeez. Yeah, that was Lost in the Void, man.
I just remember that it was like 15 riffs in 2 minutes. Holy shit, man.
This is about to be the most progressive song you've ever heard. No riffs play the same over and over. It's just multiple riffs.
I wish I could hum it. I don't have a clue.
I don't fucking know, man. I mean, that band, it was good times. It got me started. It got me wanting to do more, and from there I went on to that Somewhere Gone stuff, and then the rest is history, man.
Somewhere Gone was cool, but I remember like going back to the Lost in the Void thing. Where was there a guy in the band named Jared?
The bass player.
Yeah, because he was the original bass player for Legion X.
That's right. Oh my God, I forgot about that. Wow.
Yeah, and so when I joined Legion, they were just a garage band with, and it was everybody was kind of into the church scene and stuff, and playing in church bands and all that. And the house that they rehearsed at was the preacher's house. One of the guys in the band at the time's dad was the preacher.
Really?
Yeah.
I did not know that.
So I show up, and one practice in, I show up and put some vocals with what they're doing, and we do some Slayer and a couple things like that. One fucking practice in, the next time, the dad's like, "Y'all got to get that band out of my house. I got to get my life together, and I can't have this kind of music in my house." And I was always like, "Boys, y'all were practicing there for like 2 fucking years before I showed up." I added the.
You brought the devil.
I brought the fucking devil in.
Damn, dude, I used to fucking love you guys, man. I just remember playing so many shows with you. It was always there was always that like bromance, you know, before and after show, and like I don't know, just always would watch you guys.
Well, yeah, there was always good times, and I think that was the hook in because going back to the Jared cat. I just remember he was a fucking nerd and a half. He was a nice guy, but he was a fucking nerd.
Such a nerd.
And so were the other guys and the original guys in Legion. So they would always bro up and fucking want to talk about Dungeons and Dragons or whatever. And I just remember whenever me and Curtis at the time joined Legion, we were like, so y'all like smoking pot? And they're like, you do weed?
You do weed. One marijuana. That's all it takes, man.
That's all it's going to take. And they don't call it dope for no reason.
Exactly. Bro, it's fucking, I'll never forget Jared. We played it, obviously, here's a throwback, 9 Lives.
Oh, yeah.
9 Lives Saloon. I remember we played a show there, and we're sound checking and everything's ready to go, and we called Jared. We're like, where are you at, dude? He's like, oh man, I got a flat tire, probably not gonna be able to make the show. Like, what?
Just nonchalant, like, man, it's just shit happens, you know.
I mean, that's all good, man. I guess I'm not gonna be making the show today. Like, well, we're literally about to play. Where the fuck are you? I think he ended up showing up because, you know, it was one of those where you're like, bro, you need to be here. Like, you can't be fucking bailing on a show.
I loved that venue so much, and I never got to play it. We were 2 times we were booked to play cool venues. Well, I say 2 of them. One of them was Breakers. We were the last night the Breakers was open. We were set to play it, and they just closed down.
Fuck.
And then 9 Lives as well. We were supposed to be the upcoming show, and then they closed. And I was never got to play that cool.
Dude, they always recorded cool CDs for you. That was one like the Masquerade used to, and 9 Lives used to. But I just remember that shitty light structure that they had over the stage. I'm like, what is that? It just looks like someone just like threw lights up on the ceiling. We're like, it's probably all right.
Were you old enough to have ever went to the Point over there in Little 5 Points back in the day?
I don't think so, no.
I'm not either, but I've always heard stories about it, and it was a pretty wild club. It was around the corner, more close to Little Five Pizza.
Oh, Little Five Pizza. Okay.
More around that little back alley.
Oh, that'd be a small place then.
Yeah, it was small, but it would get wild in there.
Wow.
And fuck, for all I know, it might have actually been the same building that 9 Lives in. I just know it was around that general area.
Yeah, no, I'm not familiar. I only came up around that time. What was that? What was that? 03?
That's what I was about to say. We are the same age, pretty much.
I'm 40 now,
so I'm right. I'm just shy of it, 36.
Okay, yeah, so
or 37, something like that.
But still, I was coming up.
But yeah, it was the early 2000s, 2002, 3, 4.
Yeah,
kind of
exactly.
That's whenever.
God, man, I think back on those times and just that was so long ago. Feels like another lifetime.
I think back on those days very fondly because we were so blissfully stupid.
Yeah.
You just everything was like, man, we can do it. The fucking
we're gonna get signed. We're gonna, bro.
I remember having conversations with dudes before Masquerade shows and other bands, and them being like, bro, tonight could be the night. We're playing the fucking do you understand? We're playing the Masquerade, bro. There could be somebody out there.
There's a label exec in the crowd just looking. He's coming to Atlanta. He just was like, this is gonna be the show.
His limo broke down here. He had nothing to do. So
Wayne's World,
exactly. He figured he would just come on through and check us out.
Shit, dude, that's hilarious.
It's like the Pantera Hurricane signing all over again.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean, that shit doesn't happen. Like the last band that happened to was the fucking Doors and at the Whiskey. And that's
the one funny thing about growing up in a small town. Like I did, everybody always was, hey, you still in that band? Hey, y'all get signed yet? Don't forget me. And it's like, y'all still playing? Somebody's gonna find y'all. That mentality is like, whoa. That just nowadays you pretty much you got to do all the work for them, and then get to the point where you don't need them. And then they'll
be like, well, we'll put your name on the website.
We got this really cool thing called a 360 deal. Let me tell you about it.
We want all of your money. We want it from your merch. We want it from your door sales. We want it from your CD sales. I don't think I've actually been in a 360 deal. I got lucky. Pretty much any signing that I've had have all been non-360 deals, surprisingly. I don't know how that worked out for me, but...
Did Somewhere Gone did y'all get picked up or
no? So I did the Lost in the Void thing, then that stopped. And then I basically joined Somewhere Gone, and I remember we brought in Hatch, from Somewhere Gone to play Lost in the Void. So once that fell apart, the next step was to just recreate Somewhere Gone, and we started playing a bunch. And AL hit me up in the summer of '07 to start learning Doth stuff. Well, they were on Ozfest. He was like, "Hey, man,
Right.
this shit ain't working out. Can you fucking..."
What was that guy's name? He was a Sean too, right?
Yeah, it was Sean Farber. Yeah,
That's
spelled
it.
the same way too.
Okay.
So
That's not confusing.
There's some like secrets that went on throughout all that. Like he didn't actually sing on the album because if you remember growing up with Daath in Atlanta, it was Mike Cameron was always the vocalist.
Right.
So when the album came out, it's like, that sounds a lot like Mike Cameron. So when he quit or whatever, and they needed to get a new singer, and then I took over, blah, blah, blah. You'd always hear people be like, "Bring back the other Sean." Like, what the fuck's he going to do? He didn't even sing on the album. Like, if we brought him back, what would that solve?
It would benefit nothing. At this point, you're missing the sauce. I always thought it was awesome promo for them back in the day because people just... I didn't see it as much. It was a new world. It was the social was so brand new.
Yeah,
and real,
yeah.
But they had you in the back pocket, but they did the open call vocal auditions.
So the whole thing that happened with all of that was '07 did the thing where I started learning the songs, and then AL came to a band practice before they went to Ozfest, which I started to put the two and two together, and he watched me play in Somewhere Gone, and he was like, "Man, I wish you were in my band." And I was like, "Bro, I wish I was in your band."
I wish I was in your fucking band, bro.
So then Ozfest happened. He called me. I was working at Ken Stanton at the time. He's like, "You may need to start learning some songs." I was like, "Cool." So I learned the songs, and then he called me. He's like, "Hey, could you come on tour with us?" So I was like, "How much time do I have?" He's like, 3 days. It's like, well, let me quit my job, and then we'll go from there. So, long story short, I practiced. I tried out. I got the gig, and we went on tour. So the third show of that tour, we play at BB King's in front of Monty Connor, the A&R.
Roadrunner
yeah,
guy.
exactly. The big guy who signed fucking Typo, Slipknot, Chimera, signed Doth, Machine Head.
In the early 2000s, he was the big dude.
He was the dude. And so we played BB King's and Dark Funeral, who we were on tour with. Their label was also there. So they wanted to look good. They were the headliner. They struck our drums. I had only played like 3 shows with the fucking band. So they only gave us some overhead mics for the drums and I think maybe a kick mic, but everything else was, because it's a small
Just
club.
dry fucking line checks.
So they didn't give us shit. They basically shafted us. So we play, and during that set, the band fucked up. But I wasn't with the band long enough to know how to get back into it. So there was a couple songs where it was just a lot of this.
Oh shit, yeah.
And it was right in front of Monty. So as soon as we finished the show, obviously they talked, and it was like, maybe we start looking for another guy. But when they started doing the auditions, they were like, look, this is just for the label. But honestly, nobody else has the gig but you, because you got to think, we'd have to fly somebody out, we'd have to tour with them, we'd have to be cool with them, make sure that they were good, and we get along with you and everything is, so I already had the gig.
Well, yeah, and it's one of those things too. Once you've been a musician long enough, my joke, it's kind of like this joke when my guys always they're like, "Oh, what time's practice?" I'm like, "Well, practice, motherfucker. We better not be practicing. We're going to either get together right or rehearse."
Yeah, exactly.
So it's like once you've been around long enough, this guy's got it. He had a bad night.
Yeah.
He can pull this off. That's the reason I wanted you.
Well, they knew from the get-go. I mean, dude, we played 30, 40 shows on that tour, and they asked to do the auditions about halfway through. It was a PR stunt, really. That's really what it was.
Yeah, and that's what, like I said, that's what afterwards looking into that and seeing it, that's why I was like, because I even sent it a tape.
I know, everybody did.
And dude, I was really proud of mine at the time, because everybody else did these shitty ones, and I actually went into
yours
my
was
budget.
good.
I went in my budget.
I watched them all, which is funny.
Oh, I bet you did.
Well, because they made me watch them all.
Like, look who's gunning for you.
I was like, oh my God. No, but but like I said though, they were like, don't worry, you already got the gig.
I had one that was so good that copyright, the algorithm picked it up and kicked it off because they thought it was fucking Mike's vocals, basically.
Man, no, but it was just one of those things where it was just a PR stunt, and a lot of people I guess resented me for that, because they felt that they should have gotten in. I was like, dude, honestly, they weren't even looking. It was just because the label's like, you have to do this before you make a commitment, or else we won't do the next album. And so they did it, and we had already been working on new stuff in the middle of all that. So,
How long did the Daath run with you? How long did it last after you joined?
Let me see, 8, 9, 10, 11, about 3.5, 4 years. But technically we never like broke up. We just, everyone got busy doing other shit.
Just went into an indefinite hiatus. That's what everybody always asks me about Legion. I'm like, well, nobody ever said just fuck it, it's dead.
Yeah,
it's just, we
busy.
Busy as hell.
I mean, we all joined Chimera. I mean, what were we like, well, that was funny in itself, man.
Oh yeah, because me and Curtis were sitting back shitting bricks because at that time too, Chimera was just fucking owning it, dude.
Yeah.
And we're like, what the fuck? Sean's in Chimera now.
Well, so we played with them in Europe, and I became really good friends with Mark Hunter, and we just every time. Like he'd always come to me to like find weed or something, He's like, hey, did you ever get in? Like, yeah, I found some in France or found some in Germany. Let's go sneak on smoke. And so we became friends. And then when we came back, they wanted Emil to fill in again because on that tour he filled in for Matt because he had a kid. So then when we came back, Jim had gotten married, the bass player, and was like, fuck, we'll bring Doth out and Emil can play bass. Like, cool, yeah. So the funniest part about that last tour we did in America with Chimera is more and more Mark kept being like, hey, why don't you just come hang on the bus with me? And then he'd be like, I got an extra bunk. I'm like,
he's just like, come on in, get comfortable.
Yeah, bro. It's like my guys are in the van and trailer and Emil and I are in the bus. I'm like, what the fuck? So like we'd cross borders and I'd have to get in the van, but I guess it was 2011 at the beginning, like right when the last Doth tour was. And he calls me up. He's like, hey, man, I got a crazy thing to ask you. I'm like, what? He's like, how'd you feel about doing keys and backing vocals for Chimera? I was like, please.
Jeez, are you kidding me?
Nah, man, I'm good. I'm just gonna sit here and do nothing. Now, of course, I said yes. And it really was more of a computer thing. Like you had to be a computer guy.
Well, because that's something I didn't realize that you were into. I didn't know you did that kind of stuff until and then I was like, oh, dude, man.
So much computers, man.
DJ Sean over here.
Dude, it wasn't even just that. It was like having to rebuild the rig and relearn it. And I moved it from Mac to PC and it just became this like, oh my God, this is so daunting. But, and then he's like, you can scream too. So obviously.
Your backings are going to be thick as shit.
Dude, and then they became a mate. Like once we like hit it and hit our stride, it was some of those shows, man.
I only seen you with the band one time. It was an Atlanta show. You were at Atlanta stop, but I think our boys Harvester opened.
That's right. Yeah,
guys on that. They were real.
Wow, that was a while ago. Yikes.
So, did you guys how much traveling did you do with Chimera? Did you get to go around the world with those guys?
Many times, man. Many times. We did did multiple U.S. tours. Then we hit Europe, and we did all of Europe, and then we did like Australia. And then we did Mexico, and then we got robbed in Mexico, and that was...
How you got robbed in Mexico? Tell me about that. What happened with that?
Oh, God. So it was in Guadalajara, Mexico. And they bring us there, and they're like, hey, after a couple shows or whatever, we just kept going in and out, and we get to Guadalajara, we unload our stuff. We set up at the venue, and then they're like, where do y'all want to go to eat? I'm like, I don't know. Can we go somewhere else? Like, we've had so much, like, Mexican. Like, do you have any, like, American stuff around?
Y'all got a Taco Bell.
Yeah. They're like, well, we got Chili's. I was like, fucking Chili's. That's it. Mexico. So we go to Chili's, and I left my backpack in the van, and, we left some guitars and stuff in the van, just not even thinking. And we come out of the Chili's, and I open the door, and it's like, oh, my God, the door wasn't locked. And then I look back, and all of our shit's gone. My wallet, my cell phone, my
the whole van been raped, or just your shit?
The whole van. It was just the Doth guys that got fucked over, surprisingly.
Oh.
I know. So we lost all of our shit. Jeremy lost his clothes, his laptop. I lost my laptop, my show computer, my tablet, my passport, my wallet, my fucking everything. Just your ID.
So you're just fucking beatboxing for the rest of the tour now.
Well, so I was able to, run most things from my phone and like wirelessly transmit. And It was kind of funny, but I did
What
make
year
the
was
show.
that?
That was 13, I believe.
It's crazy that you were able to get as much off your phone back then.
Dude, I know. It was pretty archaic, but we made it work, and we were like borrowing gear. We did some South America tours as well with Chimera, which were cool. And
who were you touring with down in like the Mexico
Born
tour?
of Osiris. Mexico was just us.
Just you guys?
Yeah,
So
and then South America was Born of Osiris. And who was with us? Was Born of Osiris with us in Puerto Rico? I don't know, but man, we had so many places. I mean, fuck. Like right before we did that album, I had like a breakdown, and like I called Mark. I'm like, look, man, I don't think I can come up there and record the album. He's like, why? I need you here, man. I'm like,
don't you fucking pull this shit on
I'm
me.
like, look, dude, if I do it, that means I have to tour. And like, we had done so many tours, and just it was starting to, I don't know. There's that push pull that you get after you've been doing it a long, long time. And I almost didn't fly up to record the Chimera album, but he convinced me. He's like, look, man, you got to come up. I need you for the tour. So fuck, I did it, and the rest is history. But
wasn't there a reunion show a year or two back? But was that all original guys?
It was, except like I was supposed to do the reunion show because we kind of had all started talking about it. But then Spakuza was like, I'll do it because I guess I got paid a lot. I think it was like,
I'm sure that it was a hometown
it was a couple
reunion show.
It was a few G's a person, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah.
So it was like, of course, you got
It's kind of like that fucking Shadows Fall show.
Yeah.
Have you seen that?
Yeah, the one that just happened. Yeah, exactly.
I'm sure it was fucking
pretty
fucking packed out. I don't. A couple people was like, "Oh man, are you going to bring that to Atlanta or try to?" I was like,
probably not. Actually,
I'd like to go. I wish I could go to that one. I don't think I'm going to be. Maybe we'll do the When We Were Young new metal.
Yeah, exactly. Fuck that tour. Have you seen the one with Limp Bizkit? That's my favorite.
That's just Limp Bizkit on every single name for it.
I would actually watch that show. Yeah.
I truthfully, guilty pleasure. When Limp Bizkit was all the footage that came out of Lollapalooza and shit, I was pretty fucking stoked. I was like,
love the new album. When we played Soundwave with Limp Bizkit, it was one of the most amazing experiences of my life. I watched every show from the side stage. We were at catering, and I look one person behind me. And it's fucking Fred Durst. I'm like, no way.
Bro, leave some cookies for the rest of us, bro.
Dude, yeah. I've always been a fan. I don't know.
I was, dude, 6th, 7th grade, whatever. Dude, me and my fucking skater trash buddies were just fucking tearing it up to
dude.
$3 bill, y'all.
$3 bill, man. Yeah, we that particular tour, there was a flight that we did from like Adelaide to Perth. I think it's like a 7-hour flight, right? 6 or 7-hour flight.
Right.
And we took off, and it was the worst storm I've ever flown into. And all of the Soundwave tours on this plane. First class, Marilyn Manson. You have System of a Down in first class. Then we have Machine Head, Cold Chamber, Chimera, Meshuggah.
It's fucking heavy metal
Like
airlines.
half of Slipknot is on the plane. Some of Limp Bizkit is on the plane. I mean, dude, the list just goes on. Bush, Cherry Bombs, Kitty, like literally the entire fucking tour package is on this plane. And the whole time I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, of course, this is the one I'm going to die in. Yeah.
Can we turn on some Skinner, please?
No, not Skinner. Fucking Don McLean, American Pie, bro. The day the music died.
Fucking.
I was just waiting for part 2. And Manson's in the front. I'm like, we're going down.
Fucking Manson, the good story my buddy told me the other day. He was doing this right before he got half-ass canceled, a year ago or so when all the shit was going down. All the obvious news, everybody's like, well, yeah. It's Marilyn Manson. You don't think who fucking didn't think it? But he was supposed to do a Creep Show.
Oh yeah.
He do an episode of the new Creep Show. And I know quite a few people working on that, and he was just a fucking train wreck the whole time. And but holding up, they were like, part of it, I guess, his contract may or may not have been something to stay sober, obviously, like anybody.
Of course, yeah.
But his assistant kept bringing him his bottle of water. I need my bottle of water. And he was fucking horrible in it.
He's got like cocaine in his water or something. Like
I don't know what he had in his water, but they said it was unusable.
Yeah.
It was unusable, but then he got canceled, and they were able to conveniently use that as the reason they didn't air it.
Well, I mean, hey, that's the way it is.
It's just
He's a good dude. I've always loved his music. I've always been a fan of Manson from back in high school and.
Yeah, without a doubt. Anybody that pushed the limits is what I was into in high school. I just wanted to freak people out and say offensive shit. And so, and quite frankly, I really didn't like a lot of his catalog music-wise. I like the heavier stuff.
Of course. Earlier stuff was the good stuff.
Yeah. But, like, when you get into, like, Dope Show was the introduction of the stuff when I started, like, I don't care, but I love visually what I'm getting out of this.
But I didn't really like that album very much. I think there's like 2 good songs on it, and then the next couple were, but this last few he did were fucking amazing, man. Heaven Upside Down and Pale Emperor. I mean, those were, damn.
I didn't get into them.
They were more like somebody. I guess the guy who he had play guitar or something was a composer, or he wrote movie scores or something. So a lot of it had this Southwest vibe of. Like, I don't know.
Like a twang to it?
Yeah. And it was great.
That sounds cool.
I fucking loved it.
That's like there's this fucking, I just don't know the name of it. You may know the name. There's a Gojira song that me and Curtis call Cowboy Metal. It's got that fucking twang in it big time. But it's, you just hear that Fender fucking twang and a bow, wow, wow,
yeah. That's my shit.
It's not Magma, is it?
It's on that album.
It could be. It could be.
It might be. I don't know. Fucking Jamie, call Curtis. Look it up.
Shit, dude. That's great.
But that fucking Western twang sound, that's always good.
Yeah.
I don't care how you slice it.
No, I like it a lot. Yeah.
So here's a good one. What's it like to be in an internationally known band that nobody can say the name right?
Welcome to my world, bro.
That's what I'm asking.
I've never been in a band where someone could pronounce the name ever.
Actually, I haven't thought about that ever.
Never.
That's
fucking
just
never. Lost in the Void was the last one. But Somewhere Gone was the last one. But other than that, bro, people are like, Daath, man, I fucking love y'all. Daath.
Especially here in fucking Atlanta. Goddamn Daath. You say them boys from Daath went and joined Chimera?
Yeah, dude, Chimera. Fuck, man, I love those guys, dude. But man, exactly. And then, you get a lot of like Sinsaenum or like, I get that a lot. I'm like, can you not pronounce the letters? I mean, just look. There's no sanium. There's no N-I-U-M, and it's like and num.
That E catches them, and they're just like, is it silent? Do I end the sentence halfway through? What is this random E in the
S
middle?
Is silent. Like, what?
My name is Sid with a C.
Yeah, exactly. The P is silent. Like, okay, cool. Yeah, that makes sense.
The P.
Oh shit.
No, dude, never. I've never been able to have a band where someone's just like, I got your name. I mean, obviously there are people that know how to pronounce it, but
do you want to clear the record now? Do you want to clear the air?
It's Sinsaenum.
Sinsaenum. You hear it? You got to hear, folks.
Yeah, Sinsaenum. And actually, Joey came up with that name. He it was like sin and insane, and so that's where it came from. Was Sinsane, and then we just the rest. I don't know. I guess after deducing, it became
more of that. How did that project kind of come together?
So, it's one of those things where, I truly believe, that whole universal energy thing and, never passing up an opportunity, when it comes and when it's good. And when Doth toured with Daath, when Doth toured with Cynic and Dragon Force in 2009, like right when the Concealers came out, I became really good friends with Fred, the bass player.
Right.
And, it's one of those things where people are like, we should do a band. Like, yeah, man. Like, everybody fucking says that.
Yeah, dude.
Like,
if I had a fucking dollar for every cool dude that's fucking drunkenly said that to me.
Man, we should do a band together. Like, fuck yeah, we should, bro. You just let me know. And then it never happens. So that was 2009. And then, life went on. I hadn't heard from Fred in years. And then I was actually just telling this story. I believe it was 2015 that he hit me up. It would have had to have been earlier because I was still in Chimera. So, man, this must have been 13 or 14.
So
He hit
y'all were
me up.
stewing on this for a little while.
Well, he was.
Yeah.
And I guess, I don't know why the fuck he chose me. I'm like, of all the people you could have picked, like, why me, bro? The dude from Alpharetta.
Where did y'all shoot this video at?
That is in Budapest, Hungary. We are in a fully functioning coal power plant.
Holy shit.
Yeah, so that video was insane, man. All the makeup and, there was so many people on the crew to shoot this video. Yeah.
Was it fucking, it looks like it's pretty fucking cold there, was it?
Oh, it was freezing. So the end of this video, you can see us standing in front of everything, like the whole band playing. Literally between every take, I was like, give me the jacket. Give me the jacket. Like, it was so cold, bro.
It's a cool video.
Oh, I love it. It's.
Did you enjoy shooting videos and stuff like that when y'all were doing stuff? That sometimes that would be fun, and sometimes it could be
was not fun, dude. Just being able to be with Joey and getting to know him and everything. But yeah, I guess going back to it, I guess it was 2013 or 14 when he hit me up and we started demoing, and he's like, "Hey man, I thought of you, and I got Attila, and we may get Joey on drums." And it was like, yeah, whatever. So I kind of signed in before we really had the band. And
well, it's just everything he's telling you just is getting his fucking, oh, really?
He's like,
really?
we're going to get the singer from Mayhem. I was like, dude, whatever. Even if I got to be like, hey, and that was all I got, I was down, but it turns out I took over the major role. And it took a couple years of fine tuning, and that first album took multiple years to come out and just be perfect.
What was kind of the hold up on getting that to
Joey? It was Joey, 100%. Like, all of it was Joey, because the Roadrunner deal and him having this other project, Vimic, and technically Roadrunner like still owning Joey. And
right.
They were like, we can't let any of this happen until we make the announcement first. And so all this shit happened. And then eventually it was like, okay, well, they're going to announce Vimic first because they want the first thing that he's done since Slipknot.
Right.
So it's cool, whatever. So they made the announcement. Then we had to wait like so many weeks after, I think like 30 days or something, before we could even still mention anything. So everything we did was all under secret. We shot all those videos in secret, which was crazy.
How long did y'all sit on the videos before it came out? Like, how long was that shot?
I think we shot those in. Let me just think about that. Hang on. I think we shot those in 16. So not too long. Like, we sat on those videos for like 9 months or something.
How many did you do?
A ton. Like,
'cause I'm looking here on through the YouTube.
So a funny story, by the way, if you want to show a video, is the Final Resolve video. Final Resolve or Nuit Noir, but Final Resolve, you can really see Joey's drums. So we arrive in France, and this is for the second album. We've already finished the first album. We didn't tour on it at all because, again, we were just waiting for the perfect moment to get like all the stars to align to get every one of us motherfuckers on a stage. So in this particular video, the drums, when we showed up, I guess Pearl had sent over a full sparkle kit.
Like
full, like fucking sparkle,
like
dude.
Black and sparkle?
Black and sparkle, but like not good sparkle. So, and you obviously can't tell, but when we got there, it was like, well, fuck. We can't have this.
This is not going to do.
So we took every single drum and we took black gaff tape and we had to gaff all of the shells. So we had to basically like, meticulously make sure all the hardware could be seen.
Right.
But all of the shells on. And look at his fucking kid. He's got like 48 drums. All of that had to be wrapped in, and you can't see it, which is the best part. But it added this like textured look to it so that it didn't have a sparkle reflection.
Yeah, those of you that are listening and not viewing this, the drum set is fucking huge. It's every local band's jack off dream drum set.
It's like what we used to show up with that in Lost in the Void, and the guys would be like, "Man, these guys and their fucking Rush drum sets."
Oh, dude, I've learned now whenever I book shows, local shows, I'll ask them sometimes, "What kind of drum set does your drummer have?" Like, oh, he's got this. Oh, you're gonna love it. I'm like, whoa, hold it back.
How many piece kit is it?
Yeah, first of all, that's what I meant, and he doesn't need but a 5-piece. Please, my sound guy's gonna be pissed.
Yeah, exactly. Well, that's what's funny. You know, the Lost in the Void, we always used to bitch like, how did the Slipknot guys ever do it? Well, I asked and found out.
That's what I was about to say. Did you ever ask Joey?
So it was because they bought the club that they played at, and then what they would do is they would just bring in local bands. And make money on the local bands, and then that's how they were able to kind of support themselves. I don't think they really ever played shows anywhere else except for in Iowa at the club that they owned, and they would always be the headliner.
That's not a bad idea. I mean, that's in a sense that's why I started Slaughter Q back in the day.
Yeah.
I wanted more. I wanted to create more opportunities for Legion X that were just better than I was able to get any other way.
Well, you're running the show now. You can just slide your band right in, and that's kind of what they were doing.
I talked Jamie Josta. That was one of the same things he was doing. Yeah, that was where I got the idea at first. I was like, well,
it's a great idea.
Why not just be your own boss?
Yeah, so they didn't really play much. They they didn't do the general, I guess, tour around the country in a van and trailer like most bands do.
So they didn't ever have too much of they walk in and go, what the fuck? 9 motherfuckers in this fucking shitty ass band? Who the fuck do you think you are?
Fuck this shit, man. I'm only making $50 tonight. I'm not miking this shit up.
Like, these fucking assholes in their fucking mask and jumpsuits. That fucking drummer just puked backstage. What the fuck?
I mean, they had a product and they were looking to sell the product. I mean, let's be honest. Being in a band is being in a business, and you're marketing a product, and they just did it well. It's funny, we running through the airport with Joey, he'd always be like, I've never had to do this before. It's like, because you guys had a private jet. You fucking Why do they keep making me pull my passport out like
over?
Because this is what you do, and you don't have a private plane.
This is what normalcy is.
Exactly. I missed that dude, man. He was a good guy.
Yeah, as soon as I seen that he passed, I thought of you immediately. It
was sad, man, because I had been talking to him so much, and it was just, I think a lot of it was, I was more pissed about all these people that came out of the woodwork, like, Metallica, like Joey, we're so sad he died. Like,
well, that's the fucking social media fucking way nowadays, is to make it about you, just even if it's not making it about you, still capitalize on it on some way.
No, it is. It's making it about you. I mean, because, if any of those people would have just given him a call or talked to him in the last few years, his life may have taken a different turn, So I think that was the most disturbing thing, and like I call him on the phone, and it's just like, he's like, I'm here, man. I'm just chilling. I'm doing my thing, and you could tell he was, kind of lonely and by himself. So I was trying to get him to do drums on this other project that I'm finishing and releasing. Just had the drummer from Devil Driver doing the drums on it. So we just got him done, and that sounds insane.
When's you want to talk more about that? Can you talk anything about it?
Of course, yeah. No, I've got so many bands coming up. It's crazy. The name of that band is Vented, which obviously I knew that. Like, we found out later that Corey's son has a band called Vended. Yeah. But after we had done all of this, like Joey had given us all the inspiration for the artwork and the name and fixing the logo, and he was going to do the drums on it. And we just had a lot of back and forth with that. And by the time we had paid someone to do the artwork and got the logo and everything, it's like, oh shit, did you realize that this guy had a band? It was like, I didn't, but I'm not changing it now.
That's the story of my fucking life. A day late and a dollar short, and I just like, oh, somebody's already got that going. It's like, yeah. Well, I'm glad I've put fucking 6 months into it.
Well, I was like, well, we're not changing it because it's vented.
There's enough room for a vintage vended.
What is vended? And that's why I was like, what the fuck is that? So that's why I'm like,
sold?
I guess, right?
I just literally, I've never thought about it. Just take a stab at it.
I have no idea.
Hey, vended.
It comes out of the vending machine, right? Like, you put in $1 and it vends you the vending.
Well, Pops knows how to fucking brand a product and vend it.
Yeah, exactly. So we decided to stick with it. Fuck it. It's really good. It sounds like Slipknot. It's fucked up how much Slipknot it sounds like. Like when Austin finished the drums, he said, "Hey man, remember that time we wrote a Slipknot record?" Like, fucking shit. It's some of my best vocal stuff. So we're right now it's being mixed by this guy HK and he works at Vamakara Studios in France. He mixed the Sinsaenum stuff. He asked me to do a Slipknot cover that I put up on all my social medias for him. And in return, he said he would mix the record for free. And I was like, well, fuck yeah. So
that's a fucking
send
sweet
it this
deal.
way. Yeah. And then we'll obviously shop it and whatnot, but I got to redo all the photos, and I've got so much work still to do. But that's just one project of many, you know. And then what happened was I hit him up in September of last year, and I was like, hey, man, one of the guys I thought of, would you mind doing drums on this Vented stuff I'm doing? And he's like, yeah. Crazy thing is, I was going to hit you up about doing some vocals. I'm like, well, what the fuck? So he's like, it's with Neil from Devil Driver and myself. And I was like, well, send some stuff over. So in one day, I finished 3 tracks. I was like, here's my like quick demo. They were like, fuck, man. Yes, we'd love to do it. So, you know, I literally just started getting back into that. So I finished 7 songs now, and I have 6 more to go. And they are even great. Like, I just finished listening to a song on the way, and I'm like, I just got fucking goosebumps from that song, bro.
That's awesome. Here's a question. With that being said, would be that y'all are working on that much material right now. Are you going to release it all in like one album, you think, or you can think you'll piece it out in singles and kind of tease it out? Because that seems to be a new formula.
That's my favorite way to do it.
I'm liking that so much more, and I'm telling so many young bands, they're like, "Oh, we're going to do a CD release and all this," and I'm like, "No, don't do that.
No.
Just record them and fucking release them almost as soon as you get it done. Just keep it going, keep popping, and keep dropping shit to them. You can still have you'll get your structure to that new." But stop waiting a whole year to release something and creating artwork that's for a paper that's not going to matter.
I go both ways with that. You know, like, nobody knows who you are, so you can take your time and you can release something good. But it really depends on what you're trying to accomplish. So I have this band Velociter that I do, and it's that 90s kind of, I don't know, funky 311 kind of, hits Mastodon at some points, gets heavy, sounds like Nothing Face, like it goes everywhere, and it just lets me do whatever the fuck I want to do. Nobody can tell me otherwise, and this is what I want to do. And the guy who writes all the stuff is just like, fuck, man, this is so 90s. I fucking love it. So what we do is we just do EPs. You know, let's do like a 3 or 4 or 5 song EP. Just drop it, make something quick, boom, done.
Well, see, and then that's what I told bands. Is that even going that route, you can still do a 3-song EP and do 3 of them, and they all line up together, and you have this cool 3-way. You still be unique and do all the things you wanted to do with full albums, but now just do it more often. Do it
exactly. Well, that's you're constantly putting your name out there. You're constantly releasing new stuff, so it's like attracting that new Spotify or Pandora, even if you're doing that or you're not doing that.
It's just the way that market works now to keep it. Yeah. Unfortunately, because that was, I think, something. One of the owners of Pandora or Spotify made a comment that really pissed off a lot of people. He basically said, if you don't like the way we pay you, make more music.
Yeah, I mean, well,
and stream that way. And he wasn't. It's kind of like a kid saying, "I don't need to go to school. I'll just YouTube it."
Yeah, that's true.
They're not. You're an asshole, but you're not necessarily wrong.
Well, I'm not mad at it. You know, I know some people that are pissed because of how they pay artists, but I've never really made much money in music to begin with. You know, I mean, I have made a little bit, but more of it's from touring. And at this point, I just do it for the love, and I want to just be on anything and everything I fucking can.
Right.
So in the respect of this Neil and Austin project, or like this Vented project, we actually want to take this, make a product, and then try to sell that product to a label, versus like the stuff I do with like End of Days or this sexual education shit I do, or Velociter, or, you know, any of the other like 15 fucking projects I'm in. We like to just drop EPs and then move on to the next EP, just so that
seems like the even a funner way of doing it. Like the one thing that I mean, Legion's been out of the action so long at this point that that's an exciting thought of making music and working in that world versus the old write a full album tour. You know, that cycle.
I like both, but I want to hit both, and I find that some projects are meant for that and some are not. So Daath, obviously, AL and I have been writing now for a couple months, and he just sent me another song last night. I haven't had a chance to get to it yet, but the idea that we have is we're just going to do an EP, and there's not really going to be any touring on it, but it does seem to have a lot of interest.
Because I've seen articles a month or two ago. They started popping off talking about you guys working on some stuff, and that's fucking everybody got stoked off that really quick.
And we're going to get like, I mean, the whole idea is we're not going to do it unless it's the most amazing fucking thing ever. So we've been talking to a few people. Will Putney supposedly going to do some vocal stuff for us. We may get the Flesh God guy to do some orchestration for us.
Oh, that'd be fucking cool.
So it's just like, trying to pull from all of our resources and trying to just make the most amazing sounding thing ever. But you only do like 1 or 2 or maybe 3 songs at most, just because it's hype, it drops it gains interest, and then if there's more, then maybe we'll do another EP.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. But so if it were to take off, you think there might be some touring? It's all this. We don't have a crystal ball, but
with any of these projects, they could easily take off, especially with the quality and the quantity of the content and the connections that we now all have. Like the guy who may mix this not Devil Driver thing, the Neil Austin. We don't really have a name for it, but who may mix this is Steve Evans, and that dude's fucking done everything.
Yeah,
absolutely everything. And I guess he did one of the Devil Driver albums. He's literally done every fucking Dillinger album, like literally every Dillinger album. He mixed it.
Gotcha.
He even did The Cure. I'm like looking through this list. I'm like, holy fuck, dude, this guy's done everything. So I don't know. I think that if it were to take off and something were to go in the right direction, if it was right, then I would do it. But it's tough. It's tough because I make good money at my job, and they would give me time to tour. Right. It's just I can't be going out like that. Last Sinsaenum run was like 90 days. Dude, we hit fucking everywhere. We hit all of Europe for 30. And then we did like Russia, then we did all of Asia, then we did Japan.
Was this during a festival season as well?
No,
or just
there was no festivals. This was just all headlining.
Wow.
Sinsaenum headlined everything. And then we did Australia, then we did New Zealand. Dude, it was just, I hit some places I never thought I'd fucking see in my life, So it was,
that's what we all signed up for.
Yeah.
It's always stoked to talk about it with somebody that, you grew up with and gets to get the big
Crazy.
show. And right. I'm just always so stoked to hear those stories from you and all.
That's cool, man. Yeah. We've come a long way, both you and I, in our own respect. And, it's really cool to see, like this, man. This is awesome that you're running this. I love this.
Well, we'll just keep on fucking with it. I got a awesome piece of art that's coming in to cover this soon.
What you going to get?
It's a big canvas print of Cheech in the ballerina fucking suit. And,
perfect.
And fucking Mickey Mouse ears playing at the Battle of the Bands.
Yeah, that was Up in Smoke.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mama talking to me, trying to tell me how to live.
Remember when Korn did that secret and had that fucking Cheech fucking
I
session
fucking
on?
loved it, man. Get out of here.
It was so fucking heavy. Legion actually, we never did it live, but I started getting the boys to work on it in practice. Just to fucking go, I was like, it's just one of these things. We'll just bump into it for a little while on stage. Fucking people will dig it. Yeah. I used to con the guys into doing the most ridiculous covers.
Well, that's what you're supposed to do, though.
But stuff that just didn't make sense for Legion at all. Like we did Johnny Cash, Cocaine Blues.
Okay,
but we fucking owned that one. That was so good.
People Who Died.
Yes, that's right. Jim Carroll, People Who Died.
Oh shit! Okay,
which totally not just so different from a Legion X, what you would think. Trying to think of some other weird, long-haired redneck, Charlie Daniels.
Bro, those are like so not Legion X songs.
I know, but it was so funny.
That's why it's great.
Ding, 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 ding.
I think you need to like do a cover album of all those.
But then we would do some mean covers too. We did Testament Low.
Yeah. Good one.
Fucking Sepultura, Refuse, Resist. That was always a fucking
great song.
Mean one. When we did them right, we would do them right.
You did fucking Hostile and Mouth for War by Pantera on 2 different occasions.
Damn.
I don't even remember those.
I think I remember when you played. I think you played fucking Hostile live. Did you not? What were the ones that you played live? Angel of Death or Rain and Blood? What was the one that you played live?
We did do Angel of Death.
That's what it was.
Yeah, and that was the first rendition of Legion X. Because that's the thing. the version of Legion X that me and you shared stages with.
You had Curtis still in the band.
Curtis and me were the only ones that lasted from that first class, if you want to call it, the JV team. But then unheard of, a bass player and a singer, and at that time we were the two most junior members of Legion X. Everybody else was the more writing team. Me and him auditioned people for a year and a half. Tons of drummers, tons of guitar players, and we found the new crew that we ended up touring with and doing all the actual things that we achieved. Georgia Music Awards, multiple albums.
I saw that. Yeah.
So
I keep up with you. Don't worry.
Oh, it's so
come on. You're still in my eye there. I always see you, man. I'm always like,
we don't do nothing anymore, and everybody's blowing my door down trying to get us to do something.
I know. What are you guys doing? Are you gonna do anything? Or
well, like I said, it's never
EP time. It's time to get into 2022, do a 3-song EP, and just drop that motherfucker on Spotify for free.
Well, you ain't not right.
You ain't not right. There it is, ladies and gentlemen. You heard it here first.
No, me and the guys have been talking, and they kind of revealed to me that they've all been behind my back talking shit for about a year, trying to figure out how to get me fired up and back going with it. And who knows what'll happen? Who knows? We'll see.
Shit, man. Let me come fucking guest vocal on a track. We'll do a back and forth track or something.
I'll tell you what, we fucking get something going. You got a deal.
You send me some stuff, man. I'll
we'll fucking
do some dual vocal attacks on a track.
Like fucking
vocal attacks on a track.
Anthrax and goddamn Public Enemy up in this bitch.
Yeah, if you want me to rap, I can. I mean,
I thought we were both gonna rap.
Okay, yeah, shit. That's cool. Joey Belladonna, and then you can be DMC or
fucking Flavor Flav.
Flavor Flav. That's right.
Well, right on, bro. I fucking appreciate you coming over. We've been fucking going here for a minute. I'll let you fucking rock out.
No, man, I appreciate you having me, dude. It was awesome.
I know you fuckers knows we've been gone for a while. We just got the new studio built up. Will be more episodes coming. Fucking stick around. Fucking do more.
You ain't not right.
You ain't not right.